Um, I also think it's kind of testament to your character that you didn't mention one thing in your story, which is the fact that at the time you were coming through, you were also coming through as a woman in a very male-dominated space. So I've got two questions, if I could. One, how was that for you, and what challenges did that present? And two, I love the quote where you said, "To be kindness brings out the best in people." So I was wondering, from your experience, what do you think brings out the worst in people?
Okay. So being a woman in this space is incredibly tough. I work with a lot of privilege, a lot of men who have a lot of privilege. And so I said to myself a long time ago, I'll never forget this. One time I was traveling with my boss, and at the time I was a director, and I don't know, on that trip, we were traveling all through North America. And on that trip, I must have had like 6 different men come up to me and say, "Oh, are you the secretary of the president? Can you do this for me and photocopy and this?" And I was like, what? I was so shocked, like, that people even thought that of me. And then I kind of realized, like, oh, interesting. I need to change my narrative on this. Like, I can't be the woman who's seen as a secretary. So I would then say to people, and actually at the time, my colleague who was a man was the secretary. He was the secretary, but people would go to him and be like, "Oh, are you going to run the meetings and da-da-da and all this stuff?" And I started saying to myself, okay, I need to approach this very differently. And that's where I came up with the whole idea, is that I'm going to be so prepared when I walk into a meeting that there will be no doubt that I am not the assistant, that I am a contributor to the conversation. And I am going to talk when I'm going to talk, and I'm going to be very assertive of what I'm going to say. And I changed my whole persona, and I would go into meetings and be very thoughtful and not just be like, "Oh, I'm going to talk just to be heard." No. I was going to talk to be heard, to make a difference, and in what I said. And that's where it comes down to what I was telling Rosine about being super prepared to walk into a meeting and then just be like, this and this, that to a point where people were like, "Oh my God, this woman actually knows what she's talking about. This is not the helper of the president. This woman is actually playing a role." And I say to young women, it comes on how you present yourself, show up, be present, be prepared, be aware. And then, like, my husband has been very successful at what he does, but his style is very, very man oriented. That I was like, that's not my style. I'm not a man. So I have to do what I do, and I do it through kindness. And my kindness has worked. Now, what brings out the worst in people is when they feel they're not important, they're not noticed, they're belittled, all of those things. And so when I go see people, and gatekeepers are treated really badly. I see people treat the assistants really badly. I see people in Karachi, you have what we call T-boys. They even have that in Nairobi. T-boys are treated the worst. I would always go and be nice to those people. It takes nothing out of your day to say hello to people, to smile at someone and say, "How is your day going today?" And that has opened so many doors, because let me tell you, when we go to big functions, the T-boy is the guy who comes and serves me and says, "Oh, what do you want? Do you want something separate? Should I get something else for you?" It's those little things, right? Because you acknowledge someone. It's when you ignore someone, when you don't say hello to someone. And I always say to people, be authentic. What you do for the people above you, it should be the same of what you do for the people below you. So I say hello to all my bosses. I say hello to all the people in my office that work below me, that I am like, "Hello, how are you? How was your day? How's your family?" Everybody wants to be noticed. I've realized this in this world. Everybody wants to be validated, to be noticed. It takes a minute out of your day to validate someone and to notice someone. And if you have nothing nice to say about somebody, say nothing. If you have something nice to say about them, say it. So, if you're going to be mean to somebody, don't say anything. You might think it in your head and then just move on. And there've been many a time when I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't like this person at all." I never say a word. I'm just very kind, but I don't say anything that nothing fake. There's no point in that either. Just a waste of your time to do that. It's better to just be totally quiet, but always be nice. And that has helped me a lot in my career. And as a woman, yes, it's still a struggle. It's still a struggle, Ozzy. Every day is a struggle. But every day I just become more secure about what my ability is, what I bring to the table, and being prepared in my life and being present, and just being so much more prepared than even my male colleagues are, has shown up in all my work that I do. My work has spoken for itself. And I say that to young people. I say that to young women. You do have to work harder. There's no question about it, but you can work smarter as well.
It's such an amazing answer. So yeah, thank you. It's inspirational.